What's up, Giants fans, Hub watchers, YouTube subscribers, Twitter and Instagram followers? It's your boy Noname back at it again with another New York Giants update video. And just like yesterday's vid, which for some reason didn't do too well, I don't know what's up with the YouTube algorithm or something, but just like yesterday's vid where I picked out 10 quotes from Joe Judge's press conference and talked about it, today we had 3 Giants players that spoke to the media. I don't know if you would call it a press conference or whatnot. It was just that Dalvin Tomilson, Blake Martinez, and Daniel Jones spoke to the media, and I will be going over some of the quotes that were provided by Dan Salmon on Twitter. I got 2 from Dalvin Tomilson, I think 3 from Blake Martinez, and like 6 or 7 from Daniel Jones. So I'm going to work my way up to the big 7 from Jones, starting with Dalvin Tomilson, then Blake Martinez. Same thing as yesterday. I'm going to read the quote, give my thoughts on it, and then, let you guys put your thoughts on it down below. Before I get into it, of course, memberships on the channel are now available. You see the blue join button. Shout out to my first 2 members, diehard Giants fans and Nikki. And I probably would have already put it up by now on screen, but merch is also available for the channel over at teespring.com/stores/the-hub-store. It's a very weird link, but that's also in the description down below. With all that out of the way, let's get into the quotes. First one here, as I said, reported by Dan Salmon from Dalvin Tomilson. DT said, "I'm super excited about the new defense. I want to help in the run and pass this year." He says the scheme is fun and reminds him of his Alabama days in terms of technique. Now, this is something that Dalvin Tomilson actually said about Patrick Graham's scheme. I think it was a couple of months ago. Whenever the media first asked him about the scheme and asked his thoughts on the scheme, he gave basically the same quote, saying that it really does remind him of what he used to run at Alabama. Now, in terms of pass rushing, Dalvin Tomilson, while at college, did have a bit of pass rushing ability to him, before, when he was a bit slimmer and whatnot. But I don't know how much he can actually fully help out in the pass rush this year. And as much as I commend him for wanting to, Dalvin Tomilson is honestly, in my opinion, just a pure nose tackle, just a straight up run stuffer, and there's nothing wrong with that. We need that in the NFC East, and especially with the way the NFL offseason has been going this year, I expect a lot of teams to be running a lot more this year with, they don't have as much time to prepare for anything, so they want to cut down on mistakes. So I'm going to be expecting a lot more running this year, and we're going to need that. So I don't know how much DT is really going to help out in the pass. If he can, he will, no doubt, but he's a run stuffer, right? And also, one thing I got to point out is that him saying that the scheme reminds him of his Alabama days is something he said about James Bettcher's scheme as well, and well, we saw how James Bettcher's scheme turned out in year 2, so hopefully not the same result. The next quote from Dalvin Tomilson here says, Dalvin Tomilson on the biggest difference he sees in Dexter Lawrence, you get used to the NFL. You get a little bit more comfortable going into year 2. Now, Dexter Lawrence is certainly somebody I expect to help out in both the run and the pass. Of course, Dexter Lawrence, man, 17 overall pick last year, the best interior defensive lineman out of that draft, better than Ed Oliver. Better than Quinnen Williams, the number 3 overall pick. You got somebody at number 17 that, I won't say a lot of people, but a good amount of people bashed the pick. A lot of people thought it was just a replacement for Snacks, and man, were they wrong, man. Watch Dexter Lawrence tape. That's what I said the night he was drafted at Clemson. The dude was always at the line of scrimmage, getting pressure on the quarterback and batting down balls. And when he came for the Giants, did the same thing, man. He started out real hot in his rookie year, 5 sacks, I think, or 4.5 sacks, whatever the number was, in the first 5 or 6 weeks. He then fell off. I attribute a lot of that to coaching. Hopefully with better coaching this year, and as Dalvin Tomilson said, getting used to the NFL going into year 2, and actually having somebody as great as Dalvin Tomilson being your mentor. And despite all his shortcomings in execution, Leonard Williams as well as another mentor, I really do expect Dexter Lawrence to be taking a nice big step in year 2, because I also expect the Giants to be running a lot more 4-3 type personnel this year than 3-4. Kind of relating to Joe Judge's quote from yesterday, he was talking about the linebacking group specifically, how they have a lot of people back there, but they do a lot of different things, kind of hinting at there's going to be linebackers that might drop back in coverage that you'd expect to be up front pass rushing, maybe like Lorenzo Carter, maybe a couple other guys. That to me tells me that we're probably going to be running a lot more 4-3, and in that case, Dexter Lawrence will definitely be used as a rushing defensive end. So that's the 2 quotes I got from the 4th-year defensive lineman. Up next is Blake Martinez. Let's get to his quotes. He said, as a newcomer, Blake Martinez said he was looking forward to OTAs so he could prove himself to the guys, but they still made the most of the virtual meetings. He was anxious to get to camp, see people in person, and make it seem like we've been friends for the past 6 months. Now, I guess, yeah, this is just him, I guess, kind of reflecting on the weird offseason that it is. You know, Blake Martinez is a veteran in the league. I think this is going to be also his 4th, maybe 5th year. He was taken, like, he either came out in 2016 or 2017. So he's definitely a veteran on that squad there. And I mean, there's not much for me personally to take from this quote on Blake Martinez here. I would just say, you know, he's just trying to be one of the guys. He's trying to get into the locker room and acclimate himself with everybody, which is something any new player should try to do, and any veteran player in there, like, everybody should try to get together, get along. Of course, especially mostly with your position group. You want to do it with everybody on the team, obviously, but with your position group, I hope Blake Martinez has managed to make a connection there. But this also, he says he wants to prove himself to the guys in OTAs. What did I say the moment we signed Blake Martinez? I was one of the first people to say it. And then until like a month or two later, Blake Martinez himself said it. He was misused in Green Bay. He was purposely used as a cleanup tackler. They didn't use him to his full strengths. Now, what his full strengths may be, I'm not sure. But definitely, it could be that the guy could probably be better in coverage than we think. It could be that he could be more than just a cleanup tackler and actually get into tackles that matter. You know what I'm saying? It could be that he's just a better linebacker than what we think he is, and he's not just somebody that has, you know, stuffed numbers in terms of tackles and whatnot. Because of the way he was used in Green Bay, he was really one of the only run stuffers in Green Bay, especially this past year with the Smith brothers. They're really just good in pass rushing. They're all right in the run stuffing, but that was really Blake Martinez's job. So he wanted to prove himself in OTAs there. Did not get the chance. And to be honest, he's not really going to get the chance unless there's some type of scrimmage against another team, which I don't see happening. So Blake Martinez is going to have to prove himself week 1, and hopefully that comes through. The next quote here, a very short one from Dan Salmon. He says, Blake Martinez wants to be the guy on the field to calm everyone else down and be the rock for the defense. I was like, wait a minute, claim everyone else down? Now that's calm. My eyes slipped me for a second and my mouth said the wrong thing. That's another part of being a leader. In yesterday's, no, not yesterday, I think it was Tuesday's video, I talked about players on the teams that could potentially be captains going into the 2020 season, right? So Blake Martinez was one of the names that popped into my head just because of his veteran experience and whatnot. But I did say he was never really captainship material in Green Bay. You know what I mean? And being a captain doesn't mean you have to be a good player. It just means you're a good leader, and everybody in the locker room respects you and looks to you as a leader. He was in Green Bay for a while, and not once was he ever really elected as captain. Now, was he ever considered to be a captain? I don't know that. Maybe a Green Bay fan does, you know, a deep dive Green Bay fan does. But also, he never really showed any type of leadership abilities, I guess, while at Green Bay. But it looks like he might want to shift that a little bit over here with the Giants, because honestly, we need it. On the defensive side of the football, there aren't that many leaders right now. I would like for there to be leaders. I would like for Dalvin Tomilson, for example, to be a captain and leader. I would like for Blake Martinez to be a captain and leader. I would like for James Bradberry to be a captain and leader. And while I expect Bradberry to be that is more so coming from him being the veteran and him being the oldest guy in the secondary that he might get that, and not necessarily on the leadership quality side of things, which is the most important thing when it comes to being a captain on a football team. And the final quote from Blake Martinez here, it says, Blake Martinez said, if everyone starts the day thinking of making the right decisions and ends the day the same way, I think we'll be in a good spot. I'm not sure exactly how to take this other than take it at face value. You know, he said everybody starts the day thinking of making the right decision and ends the day the same way. I mean, I don't know how to take that. Is there a way I'm supposed to interpret that other than what it is at face value? I mean, yes, I guess I agree with it. You know, always have on your mind what you want to do and make sure it's the right decision, and keep that throughout, you know, when you're practicing and whatnot. I'll be honest with you guys, not sure how to take this quote. Maybe somebody that's viewing the video right now can tell me what he means by this, because I'm not too sure. I'll just take it at face value. And you know what, guys? I'll actually do the Daniel Jones quote in a separate video. This recording right now has actually ran on for around 10 minutes or so. I'll obviously cut it down a little bit. But if I would do the Daniel Jones, this would end up being a 20-minute video of me just talking about quotes. So I'm going to export this, make a video with this one, then do the same thing for the Daniel Jones one. Not sure which one's going to come out first. Obviously, you guys will see when it does. But that's it for now. I guess you're getting 2 videos today, so whoop-de-doo for that. Leave your comments down below, especially with that Blake Martinez quote. Let me know what you guys think, and I'm out. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and share. I'll catch y'all in the next one.